Hey, good evening everyone. Haven't made a video for a while about, well, yard sales are certainly over here in Canada since it's January, but I continue to hit thrift stores and see if I can find any deals there. So I hadn't done a video in a while, and thought I would catch up on sort of some finds through November and December. Also have some video games that I'll say I guess I bought retail, or some variation of that. But yeah, a lot of cool finds actually kind of over the month of November and December and even into new 2019. So Happy New Year to everyone. And I just wanted to go over some of those items pretty quickly. There's a pretty good stack behind me you might be able to see on the Strikes and Spares pinball machine. But yeah, some neat items. And I think I'm missing a few things simply because it's been a while, and I've distributed them throughout the house or sold them, or if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see a lot of the items that I post. Sometimes they are a post, sometimes they're just a Instagram story, but otherwise there's lots of cool items. So why don't I start with sort of some stuff I picked up in early November. It's kind of a unique game I'm not familiar with, but it's called Pig Pong. So this is complete. I'm sure someone other than myself might recall this from when they were a kid. It's basically a ping pong, but with pigs that you squeeze, and it shoots a little puff of air at this foam ball, essentially. And I think this is from, I don't know if there's a year on it. I think I figured it was like from 89 or 90. It's kind of unique. It seems to carry some value. I'm not sure if I'm going to sell this or not, or keep it. But yeah, so it's pretty cool actually. So there's the back. Sorry, if you can focus on that. I'm going to open it up actually. There's some neat pieces in here. So this was from Value Village. So basically there's 4 colored pigs like this, and they just blow puffs of air, and there's a net and a little pig scorekeeper here. So a little tiny pig that sits on top of the net to track score. But anyway, yeah, it's complete. Box is in pretty good shape. I usually try to avoid buying board games simply because they take up a lot of space. But sometimes, I think this one was $4. So for $4, I thought it was a good deal. And like I said, yeah, I don't recall the year. It's not on the box. Sometimes they have it on the box. Usually you can just tell by the age. But it's pretty neat piece. So Pig Pong, there. The other one, actually this was, what about this? This was another thrift find, and I was glad to find this. This is a vintage Swatch watch. It's not that old, I shouldn't say vintage. It's from 2005, I think. So I had a Swatch watch when I was a kid from 1989. Very similar to this one. Mine was black, kind of had but similar striping. So this is from Value Village. It's in really good shape. Just need a new battery. If you can see that. I think it was $5.99. Yeah, so these go for about $75 to $80. I'm probably keeping this just because it reminds me of my watch that I had as a kid. But pretty unique item. I actually showed it to my son, so he might wear this. He kind of looked at it and thought about it. So we'll see if he wants to wear it. He certainly can. But yeah, cool item. So I was glad to add that to the collection, or just have it back again. Oh yeah, and then the other item kind of from November was not old at all, but it's a Ravensburger puzzle, if I'm saying that right. So these are actually pretty, I think, considered premium puzzles, but this one's cool because it's Star Wars. So it basically has all the movies from episode 1 up to Return of the Jedi. And kind of a neat diorama, 1,000-piece. I can't say I do puzzles, but for $4 and knowing kind of the brand, I would just hate to get through this and find out there's missing a piece. I wasn't about to count them in the store. But it's pretty neat, and I thought that would get snapped up pretty quick, so I grabbed that too. Another item from November. This is a bit of an oddity. I'm sure someone might remember this from when they were a kid. I had a Fisher-Price cassette player when I was a kid, but this is a Sony. My first Sony. So it takes, I think, 4D batteries. It actually is supposed to have a microphone that goes on the side so you can record stories and songs. The microphone was missing. It was $3, and they seem to carry a value as well, again, on eBay. Haven't tested it. It's in okay shape. There's a crack in the front grille here, but kind of unique, just because it was meant for kids. So this might trigger some nostalgia for someone, so I grabbed that too. And I think that's it for November. And then into December, I know I picked up a lot of Christmas cassettes, which are, again, throughout the house, and right towards the end of December, I think it was actually the Friday before Christmas, possibly even Christmas Eve during the day. I think I had to go out and do an errand, and I went to, so it was Bibles for Missions, which I rarely find things at. They usually do things like auctions, so if it's anything of value, they'll do a silent auction. I've picked up some vinyl there. I've picked up some, I think a couple of cassettes. I did actually find, I didn't bring it into the room with me, but I found a Wizard of Oz Funko Pop, Tin Man, which they usually go for about $40 or $50. If you follow my Instagram story, I'd picked up a Dorothy Funko Pop from Wizard of Oz, and I sold that on eBay for $125, and I paid $4 for it, if I recall. So my wife already had that in the box, and of all the Funko Pops, apparently Wizard of Oz ones are super rare and valuable, and so if you ever see one, definitely buy it. And no one is out making fake Wizard of Oz Funko Pops, so they're pretty much all guaranteed to be authentic. But anyway, at St. Vincent de Paul, or Bibles for Missions, now I'm confusing them. I think it was Bibles for Missions. Anyway, they had in the glass case, which is normally auction, a Tetris board game. And you can see down here, it is official Nintendo products by Milton Bradley, from 1989. And I've never seen this before. It actually had a sticker over this part, a little sticky note just saying Tetris board game, Milton Bradley, 1989. So I didn't realize it was actually from Nintendo. I assumed it was, but maybe it was some sort of knockoff or something. And it was actually priced at $16. And I looked it up briefly on eBay. It seems to be rare, but not overly expensive, but I love collecting video game board games. So I had the lady take it out of the case and had a quick look at it. It looked to be complete. It is complete, in amazing shape inside. And it turned out everything was half price, so it was $8. So the cool thing I love about this is there's save $20 on the purchase of a popular Milton Bradley Nintendo cartridge. And the only thing that is missing is the coupon, because I think that would have been really cool. Or I can see someone buying it and then taking the coupon and going and buying a video game. So you can kind of see the instructions in there. Basically, no, it's not complete. Basically, you draw a piece and put it on the board, and the goal is that all the pieces are supposed to touch, and you want to complete lines and have the least amount of spaces. And whoever reaches the top first, basically the game's over, and then you count your empty spaces. So pretty cool. I was really happy to find that. I just love that it's official Nintendo Tetris, so that's really cool. And that was actually probably the last thing I found in December. And then kind of right off the bat in January, I went out. Oh, sorry, there's one more thing. This was just kind of neat. It's a Bop It R2D2. So this was $1.99. It was in a bag with just loose toys, but works totally fine. So really cool. Yeah, cool voices. So I really like that. If you follow me on Instagram, I have a lot of R2D2 stuff posted. Anyway, sorry. So the other thing that I picked up was in January now of 2019 was Clue, another board game. This thing is huge. The Great Museum Caper. So this was 91. And it's basically a variation on Clue where there's an art thief trying to steal art from a three-dimensional board. I don't know if you can kind of see it there. We'll see if it's on the back. Yeah. So So basically, you have all the classic Clue characters, and they're trying to figure out where the art thief is and stop him from stealing art. He can escape out windows. There's locks on windows and doors that you have to turn over and find out if they're locked. It's kind of unique. I like the three-dimensional board field, play field, game board, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, pretty neat. You know, not overly valuable, but I just really liked the age of the game, I guess I'll say. And it's kind of a neat concept. So I actually have two of these. One wasn't complete, and this one was actually missing a few pieces, so I was actually able to pull them from the other game board, and then I'll probably sell it off, piecemeal it off and sell it individually. They do seem to carry some value on eBay. So that was that one. I think at the same time, I'm trying to remember now, I also grabbed, this isn't overly exciting, but these are some vintage Disney and Muppets cups. So these were $4 for the set of 3. They don't go together necessarily, but this is a Walt Disney Cinderella glass. So I had this as a kid. So that was kind of cool just to find. The other one, which I have a few of, and I didn't certainly need more, but I sell these all the time. So this is The Great Muppet Caper, which is an awesome movie I loved as a kid. The Great Gonzo, and it's got Fozzie and Kermit on it. So I usually sell these for about $10 to $15 a piece. So the fact that it was the 3 glasses for $4, that's a pretty good deal. But what I really wanted was this one. I actually don't have this one. So this is, again, The Great Muppet Caper, and it's them in the bus. So it says the Happiness Hotel on it. So in the movie, they ride around in this bus. And I really like this one. This is the only one I really wanted. The Cinderella one, I could take it or leave it, but it's a cool item. And then there's also some cassettes, some blank cassettes from the St. Vincent de Paul thrift store. And so I rarely found anything at the St. Vincent de Paul. I think I found a couple video games once. Cassettes here and there, but nothing really otherwise. So anyway, they price things considerably cheaper than Value Village or other thrift stores. So cassettes are like 50 cents. So just got some Garth Brooks, No Fences, Kim Mitchell, Akimbo logo. So this has Go for a Soda on it, Lager and Ale. Great songs on that. Canadian rock icon. Michael Jackson Bad, which I have a few of these, but for 50 cents, those sell all the time. Whitney Houston. This is not for me. It's for my wife. Another Garth Brooks, The Chase. I have a few Garth Brooks albums already. I didn't know, I didn't pay attention to which ones I have. I just grabbed them because they were 50 cents. And Garth Brooks, Rope in the Wind. So these are all great Garth Brooks albums. If I didn't have them on because I didn't care, just the price was right. And then some blank cassettes. So these usually sell on eBay for some pretty decent money. So these are all sealed. Sony blank cassettes, some Memorex, another Sony. So I just grabbed them. I can't say I've ever sold them on eBay, but I know they do go on eBay. The other item was Value Village. This is pretty cool. I actually don't own any of these. So this is a blue DSi XL. Really nice shape. So it's blue. I even like the color. It was in a bag hanging on the wall. Just said as is. It was $8. Works totally fine. The hinge is great. Camera's great. It is missing the stylus, and I had a spare charger at home. I have never bought a DSi. I think every time I'd seen them in the past, I'd pass them up. Certainly at Value Village, they usually wanted like $20 or $30 or something silly for them, and certainly not XLs. So the fact that this was just hanging on the bag wall, I just snapped it up, and it's in really, really great shape. So I was really happy to add that to the collection. And yeah, it works fine. So there was 300 photos of someone's kids on it, which is always super awkward. So I formatted it right away, and battery seems good, charge is good. So that's a cool item to add. The other item, same day, if you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen this. So this is a not overly old, but kind of cool Labatt Blue duffel bag. I would say it's maybe from the 90s. There's no year tag on it. I have a much older Labatt Blue light bowling style bag. I use it for I used to use it for Ultimate Frisbee and just going to events and stuff, and it has a more authentic look. It's kind of the vinyl, like Adidas style bag they used to have. Anyway, this one just spoke to me, and this was $5, and so I thought my wife could use it for baseball or whatever. We can throw some stuff in it, I'm sure. So that was pretty cool. Also picked up the same day, not overly exciting, but a Nintendo GameCube, Game Boy Advance SP adapter cable. So these are somewhat unique. I think they look to go for a little bit of money on eBay. I might have one, or I have a wireless version of this. So I grabbed that. I think it was like $3 or something, but just thought I'd throw it in the collection. Then the other thing was, I'm looking around. This is from Value Village, and these were priced probably where they should be. So Sega Genesis, John Madden 92. I didn't have this one. It was $2. And NHL Hockey, $2. I just like picking these up. Great Xbox game, Serious Sam. This actually was a Blockbuster rental back in the day at some point. So it's got the Blockbuster tag on the back, if you can see that. It's complete. It's got the game disc in it. Game's really clean. Except it has BB written on it because it's from Blockbuster. And then this actually is pretty unique. It's an Xbox exclusive Toe Jam and Earl 3 Mission to Earth. Again, this was $4. So this carries actually some good value. It seems to go for about $25 on eBay. Probably going to keep this. The manual is like super mint. Game is really nice shape. So that was kind of cool to find. Also picked up Bionic Woman. So another board game. I said I wouldn't buy board games, but here's another one. So this is old, as you can tell. 1975. It is complete. It's missing the dice only. I have lots of dice around. Kind of looks like Snake and Ladders, kind of, or some sort of pathway game. So you can see it on the back there. Yeah, it's kind of just neat to find an old game. I've never seen this kind of just out and around. Has the instructions, has all the cards. I counted them in the store. I always do that. If I find a board game, I try and see how complete it is before I decide. Anyways, there's the board game. It's in nice shape. All the pawn pieces are there. So yeah, so that was pretty cool. Just to add to the collection, and I'm gonna keep that one. That one won't be for sale. What else? This is a little ET figure, not necessarily old. It's from 96, 97. Has a hard plastic face and then a little ET hoodie. Maybe this came from a carnival or something. It is officially licensed, it looks like. Yep. So yeah, 97. But it looks older than it is, I guess. And then I've never seen this before. TMNT, Michelangelo in a clown suit. Looks like it might have some value. It is from 92. Yeah, 92 Playmates. So his legs go up and down. Maybe he does something else that I haven't figured out yet. But anyway, kind of neat. That was $2. So grab that, add it to the Ninja Turtle collection. The only other thing that I was going to show was let's see if I can do this. So camcorder, complete in the box. VHS, General Electric, high quality movie video system. It has an official GE case, has the battery charger. It is a little rough around the microphone. Looks like a lot of the foam has come off. But yeah, so case, charger, battery. I have not tested it yet. The battery is charging as we speak. So this was $8.99 for box, case, everything. So kind of cool. I've been looking for the Back to the Future camera for quite some time. It's a red shell JVC, I believe. So this is a close, kind of similar in the same vein. The other option would be the Summer Vacation Chevy Chase camera when he's filming his wife in the shower. But I think that's a much older camera, and it's probably beta or something like that. Anyway, this is kind of cool. So really neat vintage camera. I don't know if you can see the case. So case with the foam inserts. It's got GE branding on it somewhere on the bottom. GE branding, and then charger and everything. So yeah, it's kind of a cool piece. So that's kind of it for thrift finds. For November, December, January. Other things that are not related to thrifting that I actually just picked up in December and January, I guess, was I had a gift card from 2 years ago for my 40th birthday that I had not used yet, from a local video game lounge in Guelph. And so I'd gone to the store when I got the gift card, and they really didn't have any games that I didn't have. They had just kind of opened. It's a lounge where you go play like old retro consoles, and I own them all. So there was nothing for me to play there necessarily, but I knew I'd go back and see when they had some more content. So I'm glad I did. So I found some cool games that just kind of were priced where I thought they should be, and kind of spoke to me. So Deadly Towers I picked up. So I had a $40 gift card, so I picked up these games for $40, so total. So Deadly Towers, Eyes. This is a phenomenal game. The graphic kind of reminded me of Castlevania. I can't believe I didn't own this. I remember playing this as a kid. It's in okay shape, but like I said, it was a gift card. Graphics. I should have owned this. It's a phenomenal game. I remember playing as a kid. So glad to add that to the collection. Golf, which is one of the kind of original Nintendo Black Label games. I've been picking these up as I see them, and so again, for the $40 gift card, I threw that into the pile. And then the other one was kind of unique, volleyball, actually. So I've never seen this before. I didn't know it existed. It's actually a 5-screw copy. Not that that increases the value of this game anymore, but yeah, volleyball. I didn't even know this existed, so I added that to the collection. And then the last one is Konami Russian Attack. So $40 for 5 games. So I thought that was a pretty good deal, and like I said, it was a gift card that I'd had for quite some time. So yeah, and then otherwise I have some other items that I'll show you shortly. So yeah, these are just backpacks that you can just keep in the car and carry them around. So I'm not going to open the Space Invaders one. These were $3, I think, from the dollar store. It's kind of cool. Kind of a cool item. And then I sold a few things on eBay. So I had some money burning a hole in my pocket. Christmas money, birthday money coming up. And I'd gone into Microplay in Guelph, and someone had actually just dropped off their entire Nintendo collection. And they had 2 containers of 10 games in original kind of Nintendo gray holders. I remember these as a kid. They had a NES Satellite, which was the wireless like 4-score version, the gun, the system. And so the games hadn't been priced yet, but I could tell they were really clean. They had the manuals, and they had the sleeves. And I kind of made a comment to the guys in the store, just saying like, oh, do they just come in? And they're like, yeah, and they hadn't priced them yet. So I actually went back maybe a few days later. It's probably about 5 or 6 days later, and they had them in the store, and they priced them, and really looks like no one had touched them. Anyway, so I asked to have a look at them, and these games are mint. I can't believe how well maintained these are. So I grabbed a few of them that I didn't have in my collection, and I think some were priced, probably underpriced. So the first one, this one actually doesn't have a manual or sleeve, but Kid Nicky Radical Ninja, and that label is so clean. So yeah, really, really, really nice condition, and they're all like this. All the games were amazing. So RoboCop, and again, it's like pristine. The manual is like absolutely crisp and flat, and little Nintendo sleeve. Arch Rivals, again, so clean. Manual, so grab that. I have a Power Glove, and so Super Glove Ball, really just so nice, and the original manual for that too. And probably not a great game, but Goal, this was priced really cheap, and again, just These are like so clean. And so that was $40 for those 5 games. And I thought that was a good deal. And like I said, I was in a mood, so I wanted to do some retail therapy and buy some games. So otherwise, that is it, I think, for pickups. A lot of stuff. When I did go to Value Village and grab some of these games, oh geez, I forgot probably the best one of them all. This is a Value Village find. I actually did not own this game. So Super Mario 64 Player's Choice Edition, sitting in the glass case at Value Village. They had it priced at $29.99, so I got it down to $25, and then I had a coupon, which I thought was fair. I didn't own this game. I liked that it was a Player's Choice Edition. I thought that was a little more unique. But yeah, so definitely, you know, spent some money on that at a thrift store, but I think it's probably priced fairly or underpriced for this version, and it's really clean. And yeah, I did not own this game, and I know why. It's because I hated it as a kid. But happy to add it to the collection now. I've grown up, and I'm able to play these games now. So anyway, so yeah, that was my last thrift find. By far the most expensive item that I've picked up in the last while at a thrift store. So that is it, I think, for now. And I will talk to you later. Thanks. And if you like the video, please like and subscribe below. Thanks. Bye. Hey, I'm actually back. I totally forgot about one more thing that I picked up in November, and this is from my friend Simon. And it's a big one, or a big piece. So Ghostbusters, real Ghostbusters. I have a small collection of real Ghostbusters toys, and Simon was able to hook me up with the Ghostbusters Firehouse. So it is almost complete. It's missing the containment unit and the Ghostbusters sign at the front. So I plan to 3D print the Ghostbusters sign. Someone has that on Thingiverse. So I'm gonna print that off, get a sticker and label on it, and then the containment unit I'll probably just never get. But it's a really cool piece. This can go for some good money. So it's just kind of cool to have in the collection, and I'll get my Ghostbusters in it. So there's that, was added in November. And then a Ghostbusters toy. It's in nice condition. It's got all the antennas, PKE meter. So that's kind of just hanging out in the Ghostbusters house for now. And then just a loose figure. So he got that all to me in November, I think, maybe early December. But then the big one that I picked up on a Facebook straight sale site where people just list stuff for sale. I've been looking for this loose. It carries a huge value, and unbelievably, this person had it sealed, complete, and it's not in great shape, but it's Winston Zedmore Real Ghostbusters sealed. This goes for about $200 to $400 on eBay, and he had it for 25 bucks, and I couldn't believe it. I thought maybe it would be fake, but it's got a nice tear. That corner's barely hanging on. There's some slight separation on the card here, but otherwise it's sealed, like it's not actually into where the figure is. So unbelievable. $25 on a local Facebook posting. I saw it late at night and texted him, said I'd come get it right away, even though it was I think it was probably about 11:30 at night. But really awesome piece. So I'm debating whether or not I'm going to sell this or keep it in the collection. It's a hard one to justify just due to the cost. So we will see, but really cool item. Yeah, and that is it for real this time. Thanks, bye.